We are joined by Ty Lawson, starting point guard for the Denver Nuggets. We just had your coach here, Brian Shaw.
B. Shaw.
B. Shaw was here.
You know what he told us, man? Tell the truth.
No,
B. Shaw said, you're going to have to fight tooth and nail to get minutes this year.
Well, that's cool with me, man. I've been doing that since day one. That's fine with me.
But you have to have that mentality. You never take anything for granted. You have to have that mentality to get better, don't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, you always got to fight every day. And with that mentality, you know, you're going to work hard and make sure that nobody's coming up and surprising you. So I like that.
Ty, what do you think? You know, Matt and I talked to Brian Shaw. Obviously, there's going to be a change in the way that you guys play. You had a lot of regular season success, but not postseason success. And at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want to advance in the postseason. What do you think about the change, and how do you think your style of play is going to have to change a little bit with the ball being more of an inside-out presence?
I mean, I think in college I did that. Tyler Hansborough was more going inside, and we feed off that. So, you know, I'm perfectly fine with that. And the half-court work that we're going to work on, that's big for us. I think we can run up and down with the best of them, but executing the half-court, that's the thing we got to change, and I think Brian Shaw is going to help us with that.
When you look at the additions that you've made, you have Darrell Arthur, Randy Foye coming over, J.J. Hickson. You do lose, you know, Corey Brewer going to Minnesota, Andre Iguodala, certainly a big loss. But when you look at this team, what you have coming back, I guess, you know, the big question mark is Danilo Gallinari. And when does he return? So from a player like yourself, what is your mindset going in knowing, okay, he's not there. We just continue to do our thing.
Yeah, I mean, I got to be ready. You know, everybody has to be ready from day one. You know, Gallo averaged, 17 points a game, 18 points a game last year. And that's what we're going to be lacking. So, you know, hopefully everybody's taking this summer, you know, being serious about it and just being ready for next year and ready to go.
Denver this summer is where you've been working out. How's that going?
Yeah, I've been there the whole summer, you know. Just working out, trying to get better. You know, keep the altitude keeps me in shape, so it's the best place to work out for me.
Ty, we saw your emergence in the playoffs. You know how you stepped up and tried to help that Denver Nuggets team advance. What are you working on? Every year you need to, every NBA player tries to bring something or add something different to their game. What is Ty Lawson working on this summer to add to his game to take him to even another level?
Right now I'm trying to be a defensive presence, you know, pressuring the point guard and just be more disruptive. And also the Tony Parker floater. I've seen the whole playoffs with him. He was killing with it. So, you know, I was just trying to add that to my game because I know that we're like the same height, same type of player. And that'd be good for me to add different dimensions.
Hold up. The same height.
Yeah,
it's Tony Parker.
6 foot and 6'2" is about the same.
I tell you what, we're gonna get you some of the little. You know, back in the day when I played, players used to wear half-inch lifts in their shoes. That's why they started measuring you guys with no shoes on. Because we used to cheat a little bit. We go to Chicago and put them half-inch lifts in our shoes to kind of increase that height.
Yeah, that might be 1 or 2 extra draft spots ahead. So yeah, it's the difference between 6'3" and 6'5".
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Slam dunk by Bowers out of the University of Missouri, and right now 67-66, and after that it's 69-66. Ty Lawson joining us, 21 points during the playoffs. I understand it was a disappointment. Do you pull back and you kind of like, all right, I'm over with that, or have you been thinking about that quite a bit, and does that kind of spark you and drive you?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it all summer, man. You know, we got to the 3rd seed during the regular season, won 57 games, the most in Denver history, and we're out the first round of the playoffs again. Like, it's my 4th year doing that, and this year it's time to go past that. It's time to, you know, to make that next step.
JaVale McGee, Brian Shaw talked about, you know, if you're going to have that commitment going more inside out, how important JaVale McGee development is, and what kind of conversations that you and him are having, because you as the head and he as the guy at the back that's going to stop, you know, that's going to control that defensive paint back there. What kind of conversations you guys are having, and how important is his development for you guys' success going forward?
You know, I mean, I don't think right now he needs any motivation. You know, he's been waiting for this moment since he got to Denver to start. So he's been in Denver, in LA working out hard. It's like, just be ready. You know, we're going to come to you, we're going to need you the whole year. So JaVale, he's been adding a lot to his game, working his low post game. I just told him, just stay solid. You average whatever you need, 15 and 10. You just play solid. You don't need to be a point guard. I think you're a point guard or anything like that. just play solid as a big, defend the rim, and you good.
Brian Shaw talked about that. Now, you're going to help Coach Shaw reiterate those things. He talked about sometimes JaVale McGee tries to do too many things, and now you want to condense it, have him focus on 2 or 3 things, hone in on that. Now, as a point guard who has the basketball, every now and then you're going to have to remind your big fella to stay in his lane. How are you going to do that?
That's a little bit what I did last year, I mean, George Carl really didn't want too many post-ups. I was like, JaVale, like towards the end of the season, I was like, JaVale, if you just rebound, block shots, I can give you a post-up. You can do whatever you want. Turn around, Jay, whatever you've been working on. But just, just stay solid the whole game, and I got you, man. So that's all he wanted. He wanted to post up, show everybody he's been working on his jump hook and everything like that. So if he stays solid, I was going to take care of him. That's what he did.
That's all that work that he put in with Akeem Olajuwon from last year. And Sam, there's good things happen when you get your bigs running to the rim.
Well, absolutely. And then another thing, and Ty knows is, if you're going to send a guy to go work, spend the money it takes to go spend the time with Akeem Olajuwon, and then you come back and you stick him 15 feet from the basket, go pick and roll, and never give him a chance to do it, then it's discouraging. So I think you have to reward guys for the work in the summer if they've gotten better. And you do that by showing them confidence in the regular season.
Yeah, that's like one thing he said. He's like, they sent me to King Olajuwon to work on post work, and I couldn't really do any of it during the season. He just felt like it was a waste of time in the summer since he wasn't able to do it during the season. So hopefully Brian Shaw, gives him a big chance to do that and just show everybody what we've been working on and we got better at.
Well, it certainly sounds like that's going to be the case from talking to Brian Shaw, and certainly the emphasis from a defensive standpoint that's going to be there, the half-court grind that the playoffs certainly will bring at times, and a defensive focus. It is so difficult, not only in the East but in the West, at your position, point guards, ball in the hand and try to guard them.
Yeah, every night, you got Chris Paul, Westbrook, now Drew Holiday's over there. Trey Burke just got drafted. He's a decent point guard. So, from the best team to last place team, it's going to be a tough point guard. So, you got to be ready, especially in the West.
My question for you is, you're from D.C. You have the Washington Nationals there. You play in Denver. You have a team, the Colorado Rockies there. And you're walking around in Las Vegas with a Los Angeles Angels baseball hat.
Because it looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. It matches, man. You got a little bit of fashion. I think I had a Chicago Bulls hat on during my camp. And all the kids was like, are you getting training? Are you out here? And I was like, nah, it's just fashion,
You
bro.
cannot wear a Chicago. Now,
Colin Kaepernick, by the way, Colin Kaepernick got in trouble with with the Dolphins, and he's a 49. You can't be
wearing a Chicago Bulls hat.
Especially to my camp. So the kids was
Absolutely. Would you wear a Duke hat?
Never.
There you go. Point guard.
That's fighting words right
there. And man, they
Duke
said the point guards are smart, and us big guys are dumb. I'm starting to question that right now.
No, that's all right.
That's
out of the NBA, so that's fine.
But the Bulls hat.
That's a different story.
But my response was, I'd rather support NBA teams than a baseball team. That's going back to the NBA. I can't even
So it's a business decision at the end of the day.
I'd rather spend my money on something the NBA is coming right back to us.
Adam Silver.
Yeah, see?
That could fly for a couple of minutes. It's a business decision. I tell you what, the next time you're rocking blue, instead of maybe that Carolina blue, maybe you just try that Duke blue.
That's one thing I would never do. That Duke blue, never.
The Carolina blue obviously runs deep. There's no question about that. And great success at the University of North Carolina. Do you look back on those days often?
Oh yeah, all the time. I think it was the funniest years of my life. Yeah. Playing basketball with them, just being around. Wayne Ellington, Tyler Hansbrough, Deion Thompson. It was just Danny Green. It was just fun. Those are the fun years.
And then when you see those guys around the NBA, when you see Danny, when you see Tyler Hansbrough, do you guys bring that stuff up?
Oh, yeah, all the time. Every time I go to a city like Indiana, San Antonio, I go out, eat with them, just, say what up, just catch up on a lot of things.
Now, being here in summer, watching the Summer League teams speak, how often do you converse with these guys and let them know that this is an important time of their career? They got to continue to grow. They got to continue to get better. And a lot of these guys are not going to make the Denver Nuggets team, but they got to take away something from here. How do you try to add to their experience by being around these guys?
I just told my experience. Like Eric Green, I think he struggled the first game. And I told him I went 1 for 14 my first game, but the rest of the time I averaged 23 points or something like that. So, I just told him you're going to go through your ups and downs, but, you're going to get better every day. And you got to bite the bullet.
Well,
We have a timeout on the floor. We appreciate Ty Lawson joining us. Sam Mitchell cannot believe he wore a Chicago Bulls hat.
can't believe it.
Don't worry about it. This I'm with you on. That right there, that's a good look.
Matt, I'm gonna buy him I'm gonna send him a Duke Blue Devil hat.
Don't do that, man.
You don't know what I'm gonna do with it.
Great stuff from Ty Lawson. Thanks so much for taking the time.